I made a comment, which I still get bashed for, right?
Okay.
Years ago. This was so many years ago, y'all. Let it go. Let it go. Please. Like, what's that cartoon? What's the let it go, let it go. Please leave me alone about it. Oh, I made a comment, right? Nick Cannon was interviewing me. And he said, would you date a man with a 9-to-5? And I should have said was, I would like to date an entrepreneur. What I'm learning now is just say what you want, not opposed to what you don't want, because I think everyone that had a 9-to-5 got offended by my comment, right? And it wasn't meant, I've had a 9-to-5. I've had numerous jobs. I've had 3 jobs at once. Anybody with a 9-to-5 that is hardworking, I totally understand that world because I come from it, right? I'm not bashing men with 9-to-5. I don't think men with 9-to-5 are not hardworking or not successful. You could have a 9-to-5 and still be super financially stable. But I would love to date a man that has my same lifestyle, that has freedom to get up and go, doesn't have to call into work and get paid off time. And it's just a different lifestyle for me. So what I should have said is, I would love to date a man that is an entrepreneur, right? And I think the main thing that I'm thinking of, one of my, you know how everybody has relationship goals. Toby and Fat. Do you know who that is? They always have on the mint green. They're artists.
I know what you're talking about.
He's an independent artist. He's African artist. African. He's, I think he was born in America. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But I love the way him and his wife move. He don't ever hit a stage without his wife being there. He brings his kids on stage. But that is because of the life they've cultivated with not just financial freedom, but time, freedom in time and doing what you want to do. They're both entrepreneurs. They both do music. They travel together as a family. They're on the road together. And I just love that dynamic. So that's like my relationship goals. Or I have that dream of what I would want my relationship to look like. What do you think about my comment? I want to know your opinion on my comment.
All right.
And I want you to tell me what you think about me being an alpha entrepreneur, because I'm alpha in the workspace, but I don't desire to be like that in my relationship. So the type of man you think I should be with.
Okay.
With my lifestyle. Can he work at Subway?
So, interestingly enough, I remember that comment, and people I knew a few people who like pointed out to me, like, oh, look what she said, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was like, yo, I understand what she's trying to say. I don't have an issue with what she's saying. My only concern is, does she understand how that may not actually work the way she's dreaming of it working? And so what I meant by that is the fact that though that person is an entrepreneur too, and therefore they can relate to you more and they should technically have more flexibility, the unfortunate reality is with entrepreneurs, that flexibility may not align with each other. Meaning when you're free to do something, he may not be free to do something. You see what I'm saying? When he's going in this direction, you're going in that direction. And it leads to a lot of frustration, which is why you see a lot of celebrity couples, in my opinion, don't work out well.
Man.
When they're both doing a lot in their own careers.
Busy.
You see? It can work if you two are aligned in the actual niche that you're in.
Okay.
So mentioning, I forgot the artist's name you said, them going on stage together.
Toby and Fat, yep.
They're both artists. They're both doing music.
They do it together.
Exactly.
Got it.
So they can actually now create an alignment that doesn't create conflict there. But if you have one person who's, I don't know, a motivational speaker, another person who's a supermodel, she's getting called to do a shoot somewhere, he's getting called. And what you'll find is professional people, I have to say especially men, not saying this doesn't happen with women either, but men who are successful, what they value a lot is the availability of a woman.
Ooh, right?
So after I'm out on the road, traveling, doing my work, I don't want to come home and you're like, nah, baby, I got to go handle this for my job. I got to go do this. I got to do that.
I got to go podcast.
Exactly.
Now you mad at me.
Exactly. Because no one gets into a relationship to not have someone pour into them. They're looking for something to be able to receive from that individual. Of course, you have to be prepared to give, but what can you get in return? So if you have a partner who isn't available when you need them to be available, that creates a problem. And the same thing can happen with a woman. If she is having an emotional struggle at the moment and she needs her man. But her man's like, nah, I gotta go do this, I gotta do that. It takes its toll after a while. You can deal with it initially, maybe, but over time, and pay attention, notice the successful men who cheat. A lot of times, who do they cheat with? Nannies, the nurse, whatever, the cook, the housekeeper, the secretary, women who are close and available.
Jesus.
So to me, I think as entrepreneurs, we have to understand, we have to find a partner that we can create a level of harmony and alignment with.
Okay.
Now, again, can it happen with another entrepreneur? It is possible.
Okay.
But I think for a lot of people, they may have to find someone who's more of a 9-to-5 worker because...
I didn't mean nothing by that.
For some people, because they may need more of that stability from that partner as far as, I know what your schedule is. I know when you're available. That's the thing with entrepreneurship.
Okay.
There's not a real set schedule.
You gotta open it up, mama. I'm not exiting it out.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I do think, again, if you are an entrepreneur and you're still striving, like, nah, I still want to align myself with another entrepreneur.
But you said somebody that does something I do.
I think
so you think a comedian. I'm the only funny one here. You're not finna be upping me on my jokes.
But you know what? But listen, if they are a comedian, that's great because, again, y'all could do tours together. Or let's just say they're not a comedian. Let's say they're a host. They're great at hosting shows.
I like that.
All right, so they can be hosting your shows on tour with you. Y'all still can be together. You see what I'm saying?
But you see, now the man is hosting. I'm headlining. Now he mad because he the man. And now I'm headlining. Oh, your girl headlining.
And I think that's an issue if he doesn't know who he is and securing himself. Okay. Because if he's a host and that's his thing, who cares if you're the headliner for comedy? Yeah.
And not insecure.
That shouldn't be a problem. You know what I'm saying? But if he is having that kind of an ego where he feels like he should be getting more attention than you, well, that's a different issue.
Okay.
You feel me? But I think that, if as an entrepreneur, you want to have that kind of a relationship, then I think a big key is creating a structure in your life that allows there to be a more predictable flexibility, so to speak. So it's like, all right, if we know what our schedules are. So I remember reading a book one time, I can't remember what the book was, but the guy was saying, like, for the first 7 years of him being an entrepreneur, he was all over the place. He was taking calls late at night. He was doing this, he was doing that. And then finally, to make his relationship work, he's had to create structure to where it was like, all right, I don't take calls after 6 p.m. 6 p.m., done. You know what I'm saying? I don't do X, Y, Z. I don't travel on certain seasons. So now his wife knows, okay, I at least got you for these seasons of the year. I don't have to worry about you being all over the place. And now when he's not available on the other times during the year, it's easier for her to deal with that because she knows, all right, it's just for this month. It's just for the next couple months. But I know later this year, I can look forward to having him more. But when you don't know when you're going to actually have time with your partner consistently, that's frustrating.